Mechanics of Material. This is Salman, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, ISL Engineering College. So yesterday we have discussed about various cantilever beams on which multiple loads have been applied. So yesterday we have seen about UDL load and point load. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about cantilever beam with uniformly varying load. So the question has been given in this way. Let us see the question first. What is given? Basing on this, we will try to solve the problem. So the question is given as a cantilever beam of length 4 meter carries a gradually varying load. Whenever they say gradually varying load, it is UVL. It is uniformly varying load. The load is being varying 0 at free end. 0 at free end. So they have clearly mentioned at free end the value of UVL is 0. Next thing they have given is, it is given as 2 kilonewton per meter at fixed end, and they are asking us to find shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, so let us first draw the diagram of shear cantilever beam. So we will try to solve. So keep this paper for the drawing. So this is my cantilever. What is cantilever first? The cantilever is nothing but a fixed beam at one end, another end it is free end. So we have already discussed what is UVL. UVL will be like this or like this. Any one options can be there for UVL. So but whereas in this question we have given it is 0 at this point. It is 0 at this point, at maximum at this point, whose value is 2 kilonewton per meter. So I will join that values like this. So the length of the beam is given here. So length of the beam is given as 4 meters. The length of the beam is given here as 4 meters. The length of the beam is given here as 4 meters. Here we have done. So let us give the naming for the rod, that is A section and B section. So obviously we know that whenever there is a fixed side, so here it will be having two type of reactions which we have discussed yesterday also. One is reaction in vertical direction, another is reaction in horizontal direction. One is reaction in vertical direction, another is reaction in horizontal direction. Okay. Now let us see these all loads will be acting like this way generally, whose values have been varied from gradually varied means from slowly they have varied from 0 to 2 kilonewton meter. So yesterday we have seen the steps. So let us solve the problem. So the first thing we have to consider is beam is under equilibrium. We have to consider the beam under equilibrium. What is meant by equilibrium? So generally, as per mechanics, we have seen that whenever the beam is under equilibrium, summation of horizontal forces should be equal to 0, summation of vertical forces should be equal to 0, summation of moment should be equal to 0. So this is the basic criteria which we have to take. Let us take the first case. Summation of horizontal moment is 0. We don't have any forces acting in horizontal direction. We have only one force, that is reaction force RH. So obviously this will be equal to 0. Next case, let us take vertical force is equal to 0. Now what is the vertical force acting at fixed end is, because of fixed end there is a vertical reaction RV. So before this also you can write upward forces is equal to downward forces. Upward force is equal to downward forces. So what is upward force? Here upward force is reaction which is acting in upward direction. So what is downward force? Here the downward force is acting because of uniformly varying load. We know that whenever UVL is given, that is uniformly varying load is given, the area has, the load is nothing but the area of the triangle. The load is nothing but area of the triangle. So what is area? Nothing but half into base into height. Here base is nothing but the length for which the UVL has been stretched. So it has been stretched for a length of 4 meters. And what is the height? Height is nothing but the maximum load which the UVL is having. It is having a maximum load of 2 newtons. So 2 kilonewtons we are applying. So 2 ones are 2, 2 2 ones are 2. So the remaining is 4 kilonewton per meter. Sorry, 4 kilonewton. 4 kilonewton because this is a load. Load should be in kilonewton. Already we have multiplied with meters, so the meter will be gone. So the answer is RB is equal to 4 kilonewton. So I will highlight here 4 kilonewton. Done. So our equation has been solved. Now we have to do shear force diagram. So shear force diagram we have to go for SF calculation, that is nothing but shear force calculation. I am splitting this into two halves. First let us do shear force calculation, then we will do bending moment calculation. So after that we will plot those points on the diagram. Okay. So first whenever I say shear force diagram, I have yesterday discussed that we have to see the location, we have to do the shear force calculation before the point and after at the point exactly. And this yesterday we have discussed about sign convention. You have to remember that sign convention. I am drawing it separately here. What is sign convention we have taken? When you are solving the problem, from right to left, from right corner towards the left corner, then upward force should be taken as negative, or you can replace this as a positive term, that is nothing but downward force is equal to positive. Next is anti-clockwise movement. What is this? Anti-clockwise movement should be considered as positive. Means the upward should be taken as negative, the clockwise should be taken as negative according to this sign convention. Okay. Now let us solve the shear force. Now what are the points we are having? Shear force before B. Shear force before point B. That is equal to 0 because there is no load before B. Before B means just right side of B. We should not go very long. So since this is a B, we should go just before the point B. So this is 0. Next is shear force at B. At B also there is no load acting. Here they have clearly mentioned 0 at the free end. So obviously the value of that will be 0. Next is shear force before A. Before A point means before this we are having a UVL. That is nothing but what is load in UVL? Half into base into height. Since UVL, I am writing this every time because so that you should remember whenever UVL is given, the load should be calculated as the area of triangle formula. That is half into base is 4, height is 2. So that is 4 kilonewton. That is 4. That is 4 kilonewton we got. Clear? Next is shear force at point A. When I come to point A, along with this UVL, we are having reaction at this point. That is 4 minus, the action is acting in upward direction. When upward direction, what we have to take the sign? Minus. So this is downward, so we are considering this as positive. This is acting upward, so we are considering at minus is equal to 0. RB value is already present here, 4 kilonewton. So we have got the value. So I will highlight this 1, 2, 3, 4 values we have calculated. Let us draw the shear force diagram. Okay. So whenever shear force diagram is asked, you have to draw a baseline and you have to extend the points in between which are where we are going to draw the diagram. So this is my case now. So first initially, what is the value at B point is 0. B point is 0. Next, there is no other point here. There is no other point. So no need to consider anything. Directly we are coming here and we are obtaining here as 4 kilonewton. Here we are getting as 4 kilonewton. Why? This is positive. 4 kilonewton point we have reached. So in between these two, we have to join the points by using a curvature. And this curve is generally a form of parabolic. What is this? Parabolic. Okay? Parabolic form. So this is in a positive direction and negative direction. Obviously, since the load is in positive direction, this is also in positive direction. So this here we will write positive shear force diagram, and this line is nothing but baseline. What is baseline? Is nothing but zero line. Here the whole shear force is zero. So we have completed shear force diagram. Next we will calculate for bending moment. Then we will calculate for bending moment. Okay, here we will write bending moment calculation. Bending moment calculation. So let us see how we are solving bending moment. So what is moment means we have discussed yesterday. Bending moment is nothing but load into distance. Load into distance. Let us take bending moment at point B. Bending moment at point B. Obviously the bending moment at point B, since load is zero, obviously the whole moment will become zero, and also there is no perpendicular distance also, so this is equal to zero. Next is bending moment at point A. So till yesterday class we have discussed that if it is a UDL, we have to see the CG of the UDL. Since it is a uniformly distributed load, we consider the CG at half of the length. But this is a varying load. We might have studied in our engineering mechanics about triangles, where the CG of the triangle will be present. CG of the triangle will be present at, from the apex, it will be present at a distance of 2h by 3. From the apex, it is present at a distance of 2h by 3. Or from the base, it is at a distance of h by 3. So that is the position of your CG. So but whereas our triangle is in this way. Sorry. Our triangle is present in this way. Okay. So obviously my CG, this is my base now. So my CG will be present here. So this distance is nothing but base. If you consider, if this is your base, this is height actually, total is height. So this is your base. So this is 2b by 3. Sir, how to remember this, sir? How to remember anything but from the apex or from the opposite side. Apex means this sharp corner. From sharp corner, it will be at a distance of 2 by third of length. 2 by third of length. And from the bigger side, it is b by third. That is nothing but 1 by third of length. 1 by third of length. Remember this. Okay. Now, bending moment at point A is equal to load into distance of CG. Distance of CG of UVL. Distance of CG of UVL. Now, see, let us take what is the load here? Half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height into CG. So the CG of this is total is 4. What is the distance from here? We are having 1 by third of 4. That is 1 by 3 into 4. 1 by 3 into 4. 1/3 length of 4. That is 4 by 3. So that is 4 divided by 3. For example, this is my CG. So this is the distance you have to take. That will be nothing but 1 by 3 of CG. I will draw with another pencil so that you can remember easily. 1 by 3 of H. H is nothing but 4 here. Clear? So load already we know half into. Now sorry to interrupt again. Here we have to again consider the direction. So it is acting in which direction? Towards point A. The load is acting in downward, means it is trying to rotate the point in clockwise. So we have to take minus. We have to take minus into B length is nothing but 4 into height is 2 into 4 divided by 3. Clear here? So 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2. So 4 4s are 16. So this is minus 16 by 3. Minus 16 by 3. So the value is minus 5.33 kilonewton meter. 5.33 kilonewton meter. So if I draw the bending moment diagram, so it will come this way. So at point B it is 0. At point B it is 0. But whereas at point A it is minus 5.33. Okay, minus 5.33. So I have to join these two lines. Already this line is parabolic, means when I join these two lines, this line will be a cubic line. This line will be a cubic curve. Okay, this line will be a cubic curve. Clear? So with this, so this is what side we are having? Negative side. So this is negative bending moment diagram, and this is your again baseline. So with this we end the. So the next problem we are going to discuss in mechanics of material is about a simply supported beam. A simply supported beam. So the question is given as a simply supported beam of length 6 meters carries a load of 3 kilonewton and 6 kilonewton. By seeing the units, we can able to understand these are point loads. These are point loads, not UDL, no UBL. If it is a UDL or UBL, the load will be given as Newton per meter, Newton per meter. Whenever they have given Newton, Newton, so obviously it is a point load at a distance of 2 meter and 4 meter from left end. From left end means from this side. So let us draw first what is your simply supported beam. This is your simply supported beam. I will draw with first the notations. So generally what simply supported beam will be like? In simply supported beam, one side will be fixed, other side will be fixed with vertical position, but whereas it will be having a roller support. Let us take, this is your A point, this is your B point. Clear? This is your A point, that is your B point. Next they have given the loads. Now what are the loads? 3 kilonewton and 6 kilonewton at a distance of 2 and 4 from left end. From left end, what is the actual total length they have given? Total length given is 6 meters. Total length given is 6 meters. Now from this left hand at a distance of, first see, at a distance of 2 meters. At a distance of 2 meters. From here to a distance of 2 meters, what load is acting? First is 3 kilonewton. First load is 3 kilonewton. So this load is a point load. I am drawing point load 3 kilonewton. Then from left end, what is the length? 4. Already we have taken here 2 means from here again you have to travel a distance of 2 meters. Again here will be acting a 6 kilonewton. 6 kilonewton. Done. So this is the question which they have given. For this question you have to draw your shear force and bending moment diagram. So whenever this is a fixed load, obviously here we will be having a vertical reaction, horizontal reaction. So since here we are having two reactions, this is one reaction, again here also one reaction will be there. Why? So this has been fixed here. Fixed means obviously it will give you the reaction. In cantilever we didn't come across this kind of issues, but here we are having another side fixed. So to vary these vertical reactions, I will give the notation RA, means reaction at point A. So this is reaction at point B. Clear? Reaction at point A, reaction at point B. But whereas here there is no horizontal reaction. Why? Because it is having roller with it. It is having a roller with it. What do roller will do? It will help you to move forward. It will help you to move forward. It is moving forward means no reaction. If it is moving forward, the reaction will only come when there is the motion has been constrained. The motion has been constrained. Here no motion is constrained. It can easily move forward. So there is no horizontal force. Okay, horizontal reaction at point A. So what is the procedure we have followed till now? Same procedure has to be continued in simply supported beam also. There is no change in the procedure. Let us say first what we have to consider, beam is under equilibrium. Under equilibrium. Okay. So under equilibrium means first case is summation of horizontal forces equal to 0. So you are having only one horizontal force, that is reaction at point A, horizontal A is equal to 0. Then next is summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. Summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. What are the vertical forces here we are having? What are the vertical forces we are having? So generally what we will do upward forces is equal to downward. Upward forces is equal to downward. Upward forces here we are having two reactions, that is RA plus RB. That that is equal to RA plus RB equal to 3 plus 6 because downward forces are 3 and 6. So RA plus RB is equal to 9 kilonewton. You have come across this, but whereas in cantilever directly we got only one reaction, but here we got two unknowns. We have got two unknowns. That is basic principle. Whenever you are having two unknowns, you should have two equations. You should have two equations. Two unknowns, one equation means it is not able to solve. We cannot able to get the value of RA and RB. To get the another equation, what equilibrium we will take? Summation of moment is equal to 0. Now you do summation of moment. So from which point we will do? Since here we are having two loads, I can take the moment about point A. So I will write it here. Summation moment about point A is equal to 0. Moment about point A is equal to 0. So since all the problems we are solving from right corner. So this also will solve from right corner. So first, what is the right corner force we are having? So here also we can do one thing. Clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. So what are clockwise moment? First we will see. What are the clockwise moments we are having? 3 will try to rotate the point in this direction. So this 6 also will try to rotate in this direction. So these two are clockwise. So first let us take. What is moment means? Load into distance. Load into distance. What is the load we have taken? 3. From 3 to point A. About which point we are taking moment? We have to take the distance itself. So from 3 to point A, what is the distance? 2. So I will take 2. Clear? Next, what is the another load we are having? 6. So plus 6 into what is the total distance from point 6 to A point? Total distance is 4. So 4 is equal to anti-clockwise moment is this is trying to rotate it in anti-clockwise direction. This is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. That is 9 into RB. 9 into RB. Clear? Why? Sorry, 6 into RB. 6 into RB. 6 is the length or distance between the point B and point A. So let us take 3 2s are 6 plus 6 4s are 24 is equal to 6 RB. Implies RB is equal to 6 plus 24 is 30. 30 by 6 is 5. You got the value of RB? Then what is the value of RA from you substitute this RB value here, you will get implies RA plus 5 is equal to 9 kilonewton. RA is equal to 4. Correct? So I will write the values here. RA is equal to, here it is 4 kilonewton. RB is 5 kilonewton. Solved? So I will wipe off this line so that you should not get confused with these lines. So these are only for the direction purpose. They don't have any influence in the shear force or bending moment diagram. Done? Solved. So let us take the shear force calculation. And here I am doing shear force FF calculation. So what is the procedure we have discussed till now? The same procedure has to be followed. Before point, at point. Before means just before the point. Shear force before, what is the rightest corner we are having? Rightest corner we are having as B point. Sorry, here we have not given the point. Let us take these points as C and D. Okay. Now, shear force just before B point is equal to 0. Before B there is no other load. So, 0. Next, shear force at B point is equal to. So, go to sign convention. I am writing again sign convention here so that you should not get confused. Sign convention is same for this also. Downward force positive, upward force anti-clockwise movement. Anti-clockwise movement should be considered as positive. Okay. Now see, RB force is acting in which direction? Upward. So downward we have taken as positive, means upward is negative. So this is minus 5 kilonewton. you have to be very much careful with this value minus. Next is shear force before point D. So there is no load acting between them. So before means all the loads on the right side of D point. We are having on the right side, we are having only one load, that is upward force, that is reaction at point B. The same load will remain. So the same load will be carried. Next is shear force at D point. At D point, if you take, you have to consider right side to D also and along with D also. Minus 5 plus this positive direction. Why? Downward force is positive. 5 plus 6. So the answer is 1 kilonewton. Next is shear force before point C. Before point C, if you take, again the same thing will be repeating. One is minus 5 load, another is plus 6 load. So same 1 kilonewton will be coming again. Okay. Next, shear force at C. When I come to C point, there is another point load. 1 plus 3. Why plus 3? Downward force. So that is equal to 4 kilonewton. I hope you are very much clear with this. Okay. Next is shear force at point A is equal to. Shear force at point A is equal to. What is shear force at point A? Sorry, first before point A, then we will go for before A. Before A means same 4 kilonewton. This all calculation will come again. All the right side forces together is, if you want to do again, you can do. That is minus 5 plus 6 plus 3. If you do the calculation here, you will get total as 4 kilonewton. Same thing. This 4 you can repeat here, or you can do the whole calculation with whatever right to it. Next is shear force at point A is equal to. Shear force at point A is equal to 4 is because of all the right side forces. Exactly at point A, there is another reaction force acting in upward direction. Upward means you should take minus. So minus 4. So the answer is 0 kilonewton. So I will highlight the points which has to be at points should be considered. This is our point. This should be considered. Okay. Next is this should be considered. Next, this should be considered. Why means only at points we are again able to draw the line. So I am trying to extend this. I am trying to extend the line at points. So these are the points where I have to draw my shear force line. One page should be kept for diagram as it is. Let us take, previously your whole shear force diagram in cantilever was above the baseline, but here few points are negative, few points are positive. So let us go from this point. So here upward direction means what you have to do? You have to go downward. What is the value? 5. So from here to here, negative 5 units. Clear? Since from here to here, no load is acting. Here to here, no load is acting. So this will remain constant. I will continue this. After this, 6 Newton is acting downward. This is positive, this is negative. So minus negative plus positive is, you have to go positive direction. Positive, what is the unit you have got? 1 kilonewton. So till 1 unit will go. So the length of this from here to here will be 1 kilonewton. But whereas this total distance will be equal to 6. Total distance will be equal to 6. Again, this load from here to here, there is no change in the load. There is no other load acting. So this will continue. From here, again there is a point load of 3. It is acting downward. So it is positive. You have to go rise up. So this length is your 3 kilonewton. Okay. From here to here, there is no load acting. So I have got the till point A, but point A again the point load of 4 newtons is acting, which is acting in upward direction, which is negative. So minus 4 plus 4 you will get to baseline. This is your baseline. Okay. In this way, now what is this part? Negative part or positive part? Negative part. So we will write here negative. This you will write as positive. So this is your SFD diagram for a simply supported beam. So we have completed the shear force diagram. Now we are continuing with bending moment diagram for the same figure. So let us take bending moment calculation. This is bending moment calculation. Everything remains same. We are continuing bending moment calculation. What is bending moment calculation? We generally do bending moment should calculate at the points. Bending moment should be calculated at the points. First is the right corner we are having B point. Right corner we are having B point. Now let us see. So at point B we are having a load, but there is no perpendicular distance. Bending moment is always force into distance. No distance between load 5 and point B. They are passing through one another. So the moment will become 0 kilonewton meter. Unit is kilonewton meter. Next is bending moment at point D. At point D. Now let us take. So at point D, what is this RB trying to do? Rotate the point D in what direction it is trying to rotate? What is the direction? It is in anti-clockwise. It is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise should be taken as positive. Anti-clockwise should be taken as positive. So what is the load or force here? 5 kilonewton into what is the distance between 5 kilonewton and point D? So since total is 6, these two together is 4, so this distance will be equal to 2. Okay, total is 6. So this is 4. Obviously distance will be equal to 2 meters. So I will take the distance here as 2 meters. That is equal to 10 kilonewtons. Then next is bending moment at point C. At point C. So before point C, right side we are from right side we are solving. So when I say point C, we have to consider the forces towards the right of point C. We have what forces? One force is because of RB, another force is because of 6. So first let us solve for RB. So RB to point C, what is the total distance? 4. 2 plus 2. Okay. So now let us see 5 into why positive 5, because it is trying to rotate in RB is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. 5 into 4 minus why minus, again the 6 is trying to rotate the point C in clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise positive means clockwise is minus. 6 into what is the distance between D point and C point? We have clearly mentioned that C point to D point distance is 2 meters. So I will write 2 meters or 2. So the value of this is 20 minus 12, that is equal to 8. 5 4s are 20, 6 2s are 12. So 8 kilonewton meter. Then next is bending moment at point A. Bending moment at point A. All the forces which are towards the right of point A should be considered. And we are taking the first extreme point. What is the extreme force we are having? RB. So RB first is 5. What is distance between B point and A point? Because we are taking moment about point A. B point to A point distance is 6 meters. Why this positive? Since it is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. See how to understand this. This is the point and this load is acting like this. So it will try to rotate that point in anti-clockwise direction. Next, 6 kilonewton. That 6 kilonewton will try to rotate the point A in clockwise direction. Load is 6. What is distance from 6 load to point A? That is 4. From the diagram it is clearly there. 6 into 4. Now next load we have 5 completed, 6 completed. Another load we are having towards right of A is 3 units. That is 3 into what is the distance between point C and point A? That is again 2. So this is 5 6 are 30 minus 6 4s are 24 minus 3 2s are 6. 30 minus 30 is equal to 0. This is 0 kilonewton meter. 0 kilonewton meter. Let us draw the diagram of it. So let us see what is the diagram we are having. All are positive values. So the graph should be having positive side more, negative side less. So I am taking positive side and I am drawing a baseline towards tilting to somewhat. So first moment what we have received at point B is 0. Point B is 0. Next at point D we have got it 10. We have got it 10. Next we have got a length of B at point D is 8. So 10 means it should be less than 10. Next is 0. So I will write 0 here. So if you join this value, since these are straight lines, this will be inclined line. So I will try to generalize this at the end of the session. So these are, you have to write these are linear or inclined. Linear or inclined line. This is also inclined line. This is also inclined line. So this is positive or negative? This is obviously positive bending moment diagram. This length is 10. This length is 8. Done? So this is your bending moment diagram. Okay? So with this we completed this problem also. Okay?